He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble.
Are those the new Joes, Destro?
Yes, Commander.
Who's on the watchtower?
That's the Jungle Trooper. Codename Rakondo.
And manning the howitzer?
That's the Flamethrower. Codename Blowtorch. And the Halo Jumper. Codename Ripcord.
Who's by the bivouac?
That's the Dog Handler. Codename Mutt. And his dog Junkyard.
They've not seen the last of Cobra.
Watchtower, Howitzer, Bivouac, and G.I. Joe figures each sold separately from Hasbro.
What's up, Joe fans? Welcome back. This is part 2 of a 3-part 1984 G.I. Joe Battle Station series. Now, we've already taken a look at the Bivouac, and if you missed that video, please feel free to check that out. Of course, we still have the Watchtower we need to look at. This gives the Joes an elevated advantage point for those incoming Cobra attacks. But for today's video, we're going to concentrate on looking at the 1984 G.I. Joe Mountain Howitzer. Now, the Mountain Howitzer, unfortunately, never made any animated or comic book appearances. Well, with one minor exception, I guess. In the very first issue of the G.I. Joe comic, there's actually a picture of the pit. And in this picture, it looks like there's two modern artillery pieces right there in the corner. But as we all know, the comic actually came out way before the actual toy. I just thought it was a fun fact to point out. Now, just like the Bivouac, these small battle stations were priced for families on a budget. And the price was actually pretty close to the actual figures being released that year. So this gave the kids an option to either buy a battle station or a figure. The Mountain Howitzer is heavily influenced on real-world military equipment, like the M101A and the M101. And this made for this small playset really enjoyable to play with. Let's take a nice close look at all these fantastic details. Starting with the ammunition box. As you can see, this has some really great detail on it. And let me empty this out so you can actually see there's molded in shells inside here. And it's hollow on the underside. Also included is 3 of these EX700 high explosive anti-tank rounds. These are pretty minimalistic on the detail, and these can be stored in the munitions box. These actually fit in the breech of the howitzer. Next, according to the blueprints, these are the 50x Magnification Binoculars. These are on a tripod, as you can see. They pivot back and forth. And these are just held in here with gravity. And these will be utilized for targeting the coordinates for the actual howitzer itself. Let's put these in the back. And we'll bring in the howitzer next. Right off the bat, you can see the fantastic, realistic looking detail on this, with the aluminum barrel and cast iron insert. As rolling tires. On the front, there's some armor shields right here. If I tip it up, you can see all the fantastic detail back to the tow hook. And of course, this could be towed with the Vamp or any other vehicle that has a tow hook on the back. It does depress and, of course, elevate. Now, if I spin it to the side a little bit, according to the blueprints, this is a semi-automatic loading breech. Now, this is a breech-fed weapon. And as you can see, this is removable. And the really fun part of this toy is you can actually take one of these shells, put it in here, and pretend like you're loading the howitzer by sliding this inside. And now the howitzer is actually loaded. And this, of course, adds to the imagination and fun while playing with this thing. And having this on the battlefield certainly gives the Joes an upper hand. There's one thing I want to point out on the barrel end here. Now, these things are pressure fit. Just really be careful while putting this on and off. And this actually helps hold the howitzer together, because you will get some stress marks if you're not careful. And on the aftermarket, these things are usually missing. Now, regarding all the other accessories, unfortunately, these are pretty small and really easily lost, especially the anti-tank rounds. If we take a look at the front of the box art, man, that's a fantastic looking picture. We can actually see Rakondo looking down the 50x binoculars and Zap loading the actual howitzer. And as you can see, this mini battle station looks fantastic with these vintage figures, but it also looks equally as fantastic with modern figures. Now, in a real-world military application, these howitzers are manned by no less than 5 soldiers. Now, be it that this is an artillery-type weapon, an artillery crew member performs a specific task that is required during the operation or maintenance of the actual howitzer. Some of these tasks, of course, include getting the actual howitzer to the location, loading the gun, receiving target coordinates, changing the gun settings, cleaning, or making small repairs right there on the spot. And even though it looks like a very simple piece of hardware, it does take quite the large crew to get this thing operational and accurate on the battlefield. Well, 2 down and 1 to go. This is going to wrap up part 2 of my 1984 G.I. Joe Battle Station series. As always, guys, I really like to thank you for watching. If you like what you see, join the community. Why not hit that subscribe button, and of course hit that bell so you'll get future notification of upcoming videos. But, most importantly, help a fellow collector out and share your knowledge.
Yo!